here, welcome back to my channel. How's everyone doing today? So we're gonna just get right into this Beauty Nouveau session, and the palette that we're using today, or should I say the star of today, is the One Size Visionary palette by Patrick Starr. And if you didn't know, One Size Beauty is Patrick Starr's makeup brand that he actually created. So I'm gonna take the palette out of the box and show you what that looks like. So here is the palette. It's a beautiful pink metallic color with red lettering. And if you notice from the box, it's introverted. So on the box, it is red with the shiny pink O/S on it, standing for One Size. And this palette retails for $42 in Sephora, and you can also get it on his website. I believe it's One Size or One Size Beauty. I will have that down below. It's not an affiliated link. Patrick Starr has no idea who I am. So anyways, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but it is an asymmetrical cut on it, and Patrick intentionally did that so the palette will be easier for you to open, for those of us who have long nails, because he had shared with us that the reason why he made the Patrick asymmetrical is because he has long nails and he has ruined quite a few eyeshadows opening palettes. So for me personally, I think that is ingenious, not only if you have long nails, but I think if you're someone that has a hard time opening palettes, this will be great, especially like if you have arthritis or you have like muscle weakness, or let's just say you're just having a hard time opening anything. I think you'll see it's just really easy to just open, and I love that. Now it comes with 15 eyeshadows. It also comes with a little film on it. And let me show you the mirror before I show you the eyeshadows. The mirror is quite substantial. I think it's beautiful. I love when palettes include mirrors in it because it makes it so much easier for you to get ready, because you can just hold it like this and you're good to go. And I like that it'll just lay completely flat and you can hold it at your discretion and what angle you want it. So enough about that. And here are the eyeshadow palettes, and they are beautiful. Now a lot of people were disappointed with the choice of colors that Patrick picked, but if you've been following Patrick for a while, you will know. I'm just going to jump into getting ready. I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty eyeshadow primer. You would know that the reason why he did this type of color story is because Patrick, these are the kind of shadows that he wears on a daily basis. If you follow him, he tends to do a lot of neutral glam on himself. And this is Fenty Beauty, if I didn't say it. The primer, let me get a brush to buff that out. I'm going to use my Precision Flat P80 from Sigma, and this is his color story. Yes, he has created other really colorful looks as well, but this is what he is known for. So I was not at all surprised, especially if you have followed him on Instagram. You would know that he has talked about why he chose the color story that he did, because this is for him an everyday eyeshadow palette. So for me, I think if you're someone that does not have any makeup palettes, let me just get my powder. As I was saying, if you're someone, I'm just gonna go in with the JOUER medium powder. If you're someone that doesn't have any makeup, like say you're just starting out, I think this would be a great palette for you to pick up and, you know, kind of dip your feet into the pond of beauty. And I think you'll like it a lot. It's very substantial too in weight, meaning that it doesn't feel flimsy even though it's made out of cardboard, which is great, because a lot of times I find that companies, when they make palettes out of cardboard, it tends to feel really cheap, but then they have a really high price tag. So I believe that for $42 and you're getting 15 eyeshadows, I think that is not bad at all. So what we're gonna do today is I'm pushing myself and I'm going completely out of my comfort zone, because I would right away go for the shadows that are right here in the middle. These are my shades right here. So I told myself I'm gonna stay on this side, but then I saw this picture, which I'm gonna insert right now for you guys. And I was like, okay, I'm definitely going to try to recreate this look, because I do not wear blue eyeshadows. So with that being said, we already primed ours and set them. And the first shade that we're gonna go into is this blue right here, and it's called Blue Mon Dieu. And I'm going to use this Sigma Shader Crease E47 blush. I said blush. I meant to say brush. And I'm going to use this to just buff it out in the corner of my eyes. And right away, putting my brush into this eyeshadow, I'm not getting, if any, very minimal kick up. Is that what you guys call it? Just propping my arm up. And that is amazing because usually matte eyeshadows really kick up a lot of product. Oh, sorry, my camera. As you're putting your brush into it. So I'm just getting out of angle so you guys can see what I'm doing. And I'm trying to look down in my mirror at the same time. So we're going to do like a halo eye. So I am just going to go very gently on the outer corner of my eye. And the reason I decided to use a crease brush because I want to buff out the color. That is a tip for you guys who are doing makeup and you're attempting a smoky eye for the first time. You can use a brush that's meant to really buff out eyeshadows. That looks more like a navy blue on me, not like the color I'm thinking. Remember Rio when they said what type of bird he was? I thought it was gonna look more like that, but nonetheless, it's very pigmented. It's a nice color. And what I'm liking, I'm gonna continue to my crease with the same shade, is that this shadow is not skipping at all. And there's no fallout. Can you guys see that? At least I'm not seeing any. Do you guys see any? Okay, I'm gonna bring it down a little bit here too. No fallout. So this is with no extra product. I'm just gonna bring it over into my crease. And I'm gonna look down a little bit to get my, so you guys can probably see a little better what I'm doing. So super pigmented and it's applying like a dream. So with a halo eye, what you do is you put the color on the outside of your eye and you leave the middle empty. And then we're gonna go in with that other shade. So I'm gonna use the same brush, just get a little more color, and I'm gonna try to do the inside, which is a little tricky to do. Oh, sorry. So I'm gonna try my best to do it so you guys can see what I'm doing. Something. It's like I'm just gonna paint it on my eye. Now, the first time you do a smoky, I'm gonna tell you it's going to look crazy. I think I'll lash my eye. But that's okay. Because see, here's, let me turn this way. I think that's better. Here's the wonderful thing about when you do makeup. You mess up, just take it off and do it again. So I'm being very minimal with the inside. And it's just like, you know how when you paint your nails and you want the color to be darker, what do? We put one coat and then we go and we do another one. I'm going to get another brush that I have that can really get into my crease without me having to close my eye. So another tip for you when you're doing your makeup is the brushes that you already use, put them in your opposite hand. So if you're left-handed, put it in your right hand, and if you're right-handed, put it in your left hand. I'm right-handed, so putting it in my left hand, and then you can just hold it there and have it ready for you so we need it again. So another brush that's really good to do that really detailed blending in the crease is the E36 from Sigma. See how small the crease is? I'm going to take a little bit of that color Blue DIEU. I hope I said that. And I'm going to look down so I can open up my lid and look in this mirror and just get in that little bit right there that I missed. And I love this brush for this type of detailing work. See how I close that up right away? And I do apologize if you hear any noises in the background because in true YouTube fashion, everything goes off. Faucets, chairs move, people decide to scream. So if any of that happens while I am filming, I apologize in advance. So this is what you want your eye to look like right now, just the upper part of the eye. So we're gonna go and fill in the negative space that we have right now. So I have this brush, I'm gonna put it over here. But I actually have to put them down. I just realized it because I need to do my lid. So that in theory, if I didn't have to grab another thing, then I would just keep these brushes in my hand, but I'm just gonna put them off to the side. So for today, I'm gonna show you two different ways on my eyes. So I decided I'm gonna use the NYX glitter primer. I've talked to you about this before, and I'm gonna apply that on the middle of my eye to help really make that shadow pop. Because this shadow that I believe that he used, it's called Rebel Gray, and it's a glitter, and I really want the color to stand out, and I want to show you the difference by doing it on one eye and not the other. So we're just going to apply the primer. Didn't I tell you? Do you want to know how many trucks I've waited on? This is the 5th one. And I went out earlier with my son before we went out. No trucks, nada. So anyways, we're gonna move on. I just wanted to let you guys know that. So if you put too much, you can just go with your other finger. I'm sorry, it's my middle finger. And just pat it on. And this is great eyeshadow primer for those of you who have like pigments. You have what's that called? What's the other thing? Like any eyeshadow that you have that's very powdery, not powdery, glittery, shimmery, you want it to pop. This is a great primer to use. See, that's another thing that I don't like when that happens. Then I get distracted and I lose my train of thought. So I do apologize if I say a lot in this video. So we're gonna go on with this brush from Ulta Beauty, and this is the large shadow brush. And we're gonna go right into this shadow right here. Can you guys see that? The Rebel Gray, it's right here. And it has like a little bit of a lilac tinge to it. I don't know if you guys can see that. So I really do like that because I don't know if you guys know this, but I love purples. So we're not gonna get too much because we're gonna gradually build it up. So I'm gonna get as close as I can and close my eye and look down in my mirror. Just wanna make sure that I'm in frame when I do this. And then you're just gonna press it and pat it, press it and pat it. And oh wow, do you see that? That's such a pretty color. Get a little bit more. And then as you do that, once you fill in the negative space, don't put any more product and just go over the corners a little bit. And that's how you close up the halo eye. Now, if you want the blue to pop a little more, then we'll just go back with that brush we used earlier, the crease brush. Okay, before I blow that off, can you guys see that? All that fell out. But it's just from this color right here, which I expected because like I said, it's a glittery shade. So I'm gonna just blow some of this off because it's getting into my blue shadow. Don't do that if you're a makeup artist. Okay, so we're gonna get a more of that, a little more. So the little Italian when I said that or whatever. Anyways, more Blue Mondieu, and we're going to pack it on to really unify the two colors. So I'm just gonna go in and blah. I'm trying not to move my, I'm trying not to make my camera shake. So we're just fine tuning. And that's the thing about when you do a smoky eye, you just have to go back and fine tune, and that's okay. Take your time. When you are playing with makeup, do not rush. Especially if you're in a rush, do not attempt to do smoky eye because I'm telling you, it will come out all 50 shades of wrong, okay? So take your time. So I got a little more color and we're just gonna go back in here and intensify it again. And I'm just turning my head this way because I can't really lift up my arm so you guys can see what I'm doing. So remember, this part of your eye can be as big or small as you want it to be. So I'm just looking to see how much more I want. And I'm going to get my other brush that I used earlier with no extra product on it, the E36. Actually, I'm going to get a little bit more of the blue. And I'm going to look down and really fill this in because I feel like I didn't put enough. And you could bring it as high up as you want. You know, just keep fine tuning it and get it the way you want. And I'm just going back and forth, back and forth. And based on the picture, this is kind of looking like at least the shape that he did. It doesn't look the same color, but nonetheless, it's still a pretty color. So I am going to now do the bottom of my eye. I'm going to use a different brush to smoke out the bottom. I have it right here. And this is also from Ulta Beauty. This is their Smudger Brush. If you haven't tried these brushes from Ulta Beauty, I think you should definitely try them. They're very, very good. And one thing that Ulta does do, they have sales all the time. So they'll have like buy two, get two free, and that even applies to their brushes. So we're going to go in with this Smudger brush from Ulta Beauty, like I said, and we're going to do under the eye. So I have to look up, which is going to be tricky. So I think I'm going to just use my camera, and I'm going to do it this way right here. So this color to me on me, I don't know, maybe it's the camera, excuse me, but it's looking more like a navy blue, like a deep navy. And on the picture to me, it looked like it was like two different shades. Like he really intensified. So I don't know if that had to do with editing, or maybe he used some other technique. I don't know, because, you know, Patrick used to work in MAC. You guys didn't know that. And I believe, if I remember correctly, he did, I'm going to bring this all the way into my inner corner. Excuse me. He was a makeup artist too. I believe he was freelance. And I know he works with quite a few people. And one of those people he works with is his friend, Ronnie. He's a makeup artist as well. And I believe his Instagram is MA Ronnie. And I'm wondering if he did his makeup as well. Because based on the picture, it looked like they might have taken this color, the Rebel Gray, and kind of smoked it out too on the bottom. But I don't know. I want to know how they got that look. But I'm not going to drive myself too crazy about that, because one thing that I did learn recently from Wayne Goss, if you're not following him, you guys should be following him. He's a makeup artist as well. He said that a lot of times when we do our makeup, we are like, oh, it doesn't look like the picture. Why doesn't it look like the picture? And it's because he said, I'm paraphrasing, that it has to do with editorial. You know, it's editorial look, so they fix it and they do all this stuff like that. So maybe that's why it looks a different shade, because of the lighting or whatever they did. But nonetheless, I really like the way this combination looks. It looks really nice. Totally out of my comfort zone, but I really am loving it. So we're going to go in with this shade right here. It's called Taupe of My Game right here. And I feel like it's cool tone enough that we can use it to just use it as a transition shade. Very little of it to clean it up a little bit. And I'm going to use this MAC 224S. And this was, okay, my was moving. This was a free brush that I got in an order I did with MAC. So just very little product, because we don't want the browns to be pronounced. We just want these two colors to really be the star. No pun intended right there. So yeah, so I've following Patrick since I discovered him on YouTube, and I have not looked back. I have supported him in pretty much all the collections he's come out with. I remember he came out with I'm looking for 1 second. Okay, the next step is eyeliner. So I have been supporting him, like I said, for a while, and I remember him coming out with nail polish with Sephora, and I bought all 3 shades. It was 3 shades, right? It was 3. I'll insert a picture for you guys to see that. And I'm gonna go in now with the eyeliner. This is from his company as well. This is the One Size Point Made Bodacious Black 24-hour gel eyeliner pencil. And let me show you the box. The box is also red right here, so you guys can see that. And these are $19, and I think that's a good price for eyeliner, because I don't remember how much. Is that about the price of the Urban Decay? The Urban Decay Perversion is like my favorite black eyeliner, so we're gonna see how this one, if it stands up to the test like the Perversion one. So let's just get into it. So for this look, I think he smoked out the top with some black eyeliner or the black eyeshadow on the palette, but I'm going to use the eyeliner to test it out. So I'm going to get as close as I can. And this part is always hard to do, because I usually like to do this part off camera. I feel like I'm not close enough. I just want to do it so you guys can see what I'm doing. Now, it's not really, what's what I'm looking for? It's not tugging. And you see that the pencil is down a little because I did swatch it. So it's very soft. I like how eyeliner looks when you put on the base of your lashes. It just immediately opens up your eye. It makes it look like you have so many lashes, you know? See the difference? Okay, I'm gonna keep going. And for this part, I have to be quiet. I do apologize. Ooh, almost poked myself in the eye. And I'll go in further in a minute, because I believe he brought it all the way in. So now I'm going to do the waterline. If you don't like when people put eyeliner in their waterline, then look away. Okay, you guys, so I got really interrupted by another truck. I do apologize for that. So I don't know where I was at. But I went and I grabbed the Perversion liner so I could do a swatch on my hand of both of them so you guys can see what they look like. But I went in and did the top and bottom of my eye. I'm going to complete that in a minute. But just give me a second. So I'm going to do a comparison of both. Let me do it on this hand. So this is the one at the top is the Perversion one swipe. So you guys can see, this is the one that I typically use for lining my waterline. And then this is the Patrick Star one. So I should use my other hand. So they're very close. You can see that. So let's see how it wears. And if this one wears just as long as the Perversion, then you have yourself a dupe. Okay, so I'm just going to finish up this eye with this pencil in the corner, and I will be right back. Okay, so now we're going to do the other eye. Okay, so we're going to go and we're going to repeat all the same steps on this eye. Same brush, the E47. And this is my left, so it's going to be a little trickier to do. So this eye might look a lot messier, you guys. And I'm going to completely depend on the mirror here because I have to turn sideways so you guys can see what I'm doing. So, yeah, I got all his collections. I got the first one, which is in the wintertime. I got the spring one. There was 2 different color stories. I only got one of them because the other one kept selling out. Then he came out with, use the other brush actually. Then he came out with another one, the summer collection. So I had to think for a minute. I did pick that one up and I did haul that and I showed that in a video for you guys. Maybe I should just use my right hand. This brush is a little bit flimsy. So I'm in out of shot. I do apologize. And then he had the one, the trunk. Yeah, the trunk ones. They look like little trunks. I did pick both of those up because they had them in Ulta and I got them. And I did do a video using one of them. The set was called Boy About Town. If you didn't see that video, I will try to remember to link it down below. And then the last one was the one that was completely red. And that one was kind of like, was it around Christmas time? I think it was like the winter time. Anyways, that one came out and I did not get my hands on that one because it kept selling out. And by the time it came back into stock, I did not have the money to buy it. So, yeah. Okay, so now we're going to use the same brush. I think I still have product on it. And we're just going to fill this part in. So I think Patrick, he's one of those people, like he's Filipino if you guys didn't know. And he has 2 brothers named Peter and Paul. And then he has his 2 parents. They go by Mama Star and Papa Star. And I love how he gives back. If you have been following him, you'll see that he has done videos where he has done makeovers on people. And it's just, I think he has a big heart. And I think he is such a talented person as well. So if you're not following him, definitely check him out. And let me fine tune with this brush. I think I might have made a little mistake right here. And I also want to thank you if you're still with me here. And thank you so much for all the love that you guys gave me in my previous video. And to think I was not going to post that video because I wanted it to be perfect. But I'm glad that I just said, you know what, it is what it is. I'm going to post it and, you know, whatever happens, happens. We're going to go back with that smudger brush and the same color, Blue Mondieu. And we're going to just go under the eye, which this is a little tricky because it's, you know, I have to do it here. So I wanted to talk about a lot of things. So I think the first thing that's going to come in my head, because I know a lot of us are going through this right now. So I have the thing shakes. It's just the pressure when my arm just drops on the desk. A lot of us are going through it right now with everything that's happening. And we just have zero motivation. So I wanted to say that if you have no motivation and you're trying to figure out a way to get motivated, start with very small things. Like, say for instance, okay, and some of these things are going to sound really silly to some of you, but just bear with me. Let's say for instance, everything that's going on, you are getting up in the morning. I'm going to use the same brush and I'm going to go right here. And, you know, you do your usual routine, you brush your teeth and all that. And, you know, you had that rhythm where you would get up, get ready, get dressed, all that. And you go out the door. And now you pretty much, you just get up, roll out of bed, you stay in your pajamas, and you just, you know, brush your teeth, and you know, you spend the day like that. And that's pretty much what a lot of us, that's how you want it to look. Okay, so this side, we're not going to use the glitter gel. We're just going to apply the shade so you can see the difference. Let me find the brush that I used. Okay, so we're going to go in again with that shade Rebel Gray. So you find yourself now that you're literally staying all day in your pajamas. You're not even showering. Now, this is a no judgment zone. So I'm saying this because I know quite a few of you are probably doing that. And that's okay, because you probably see it as, I'm not going anywhere, I'm home, no one is here, I'm by myself, whatever it is you're saying to yourself, that is okay. Okay, so you can see that? Can you see the difference? Okay. Definitely looks more vibrant on this eye. So I think it's better to use it with the glitter glue if you really want it to pop. If you don't want it to be as popping, then don't use the glitter glue. So I'm gonna go back with that brush and just now with a little bit more color and just kind of like fuse the colors together. So what I'm gonna suggest to use, what I'm trying to say is, we all have our phones, our smartphones, right? So we all have some type of note taking app on our phone. So take your note app and make a list. If you are someone who likes lists, then this will work for you. If you're someone who likes written lists, then write it on a piece of paper. If you're someone that really needs to see like a big, what's that called? Like a big board, get yourself a dry erase board, or like, you know, print it out, put on your fridge. Because we all know we have been snacking way too much during this whole quarantine situation and everything that's happening. So make yourself a list. And like I said, it's going to sound silly. At the top of the list, write everything that you're not doing. So say, for instance, if you're not showering, put shower on there. Say if you're not getting dressed, like you're not getting out of your pajamas, say put something else on other than pajamas. Let's say if you're not combing your hair, put that you're not combing your hair. Let's say if you're not washing your, you're not fixing your bed is what I meant to say, put fix your bed. You will not believe how much it makes of an impact for you to fix your bed. Like if you fix your bed every day, it makes a huge difference. I'm gonna start with my waterline first, so give me a second because I can't talk while I do this. Okay, I don't think my eyes are really watering right now. This would happen if I was using even the Urban Decay one. This is why I don't really wear liner in my waterline, especially like when my eyes are super watery. It will come out, because if you look this eye, it doesn't look. It's just because my eyes are really watery. And then this pencil, I really need to sharpen it, I think. Okay, that looks better. Ooh, my eyes are really watering. So put those things that you're not doing on your list. And then every day you see it and you're like, okay, check it off. And make a goal for yourself. Say, okay, so if 3 days in a row I do these 5 things that I'm not doing, then reward yourself for something. You pick whatever it is. And then you're going to see that slowly but surely you're going to get yourself out of that funk that you're in. Okay, so just do that so that you won't feel like, oh, it's just another day. Because then, and quite honestly, the days are blurring together, and I completely agree with that. I'm going to just do this eye off camera, like the top, and I will be right back. Okay, so I went and I reapplied it off the camera. I think it's just easier for me off camera to do when I'm doing a smoky eye, the liner, because I have to really get up close. From this distance, it's harder. So I just went and refilled it in with the pencil from Patrick Star. And I definitely have to sharpen it for the next time that I use it because it's getting down. So anyways, we're going to go in with this mascara that I used the last time from Urban Decay. It's the Lash Freak. I meant to use a different mascara, but I discovered when I got both of them, one was from Physicians Formula, the Killer Curves one. I did test it out because I wanted to make sure I wasn't like, you know, allergic to it, because, you know, smoky, I don't want to get water eyes. And I did not like how it looked. It was not great, but I think it might have been dried out. And then the other one that I wanted to try out was the Maybelline Temptation one, but I believe they were both dry, which I don't understand. How is that possible? Because I literally just bought these and I opened them for the first time. So I bought them like a month ago. So I'm gonna have to repurchase those and try them again, is what I'm trying to say. So we're just gonna go with the Lash Freak. You guys know what a mess this made last time. So let's hope that this time it's not gonna be too bad. We're gonna use this eyeliner. I think it's a good eyeliner. It's just very high maintenance, so you have to do a lot of cleaning up. So let's hope that it's not too bad today. Yeah, so definitely put on that list things that you want to do. Like, say for instance, also I thought about this while I was doing the eyeliner. If you are someone that used to get your nails done, you know, nails, feet, and you have not been able to do those things with everything that's happening, or, you know, maybe you can, but financially, whatever the reason is, just start doing it yourself. You know what I mean? Like, get your, what's that called? Let me get a spoolie so I could brush these out. I'm going to use this one from Anastasia. This is the, is it the 7 brush? I think it's the 7 brush, the dual-ended one. We're just going to comb them out because I can't find my Benefit one right now. So just do that. Start painting your nails yourself. Like the other day, I was like, I really need a pedicure. So I went and I said, you know what? I have everything. I'm always doing everybody else's feet. I'm going to give myself a pedicure. And I did. I soaked my feet. I cut my toenails. You know, I did everything. I mean, yes, I know it's not the same experience, but hey, at this point, it's better than nothing. And this is all about self-care, you guys. We have to take better care of ourselves. Especially women. We overthink way too much and we do way too little for ourselves, but we're too quick to do a lot for everyone else. So we have to start putting ourselves on that list of like, okay, I need to help Evelyn today. I need to help Stacy. I need to help Susan. So, you know, you need to put yourself above Evelyn, Stacy, and Susan. Say, I need to help. So my name is Eva. I need to help Eva first. We need to do this. So put yourself on top of that list, okay? So another coat, and then we'll brush it out again. So definitely do that. And I know I got some mascara on my eyelid, I think. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing because I'm looking down here. The other thing you could do is if you wear false lashes, you could. But I feel like that if you have a smoky eye, you don't really want to put lashes on because it kind of takes away. You can't really see the colors. That's just my personal opinion. Yeah. So this is an okay mascara. If you like very wet mascaras, right? And you don't mind going in with a spoolie, doing all that, then you won't mind this mascara. It's not horrible. It's just, for me, I just want to put it on and not have to worry about brushing it out, you know? And I will not be putting it on my lower lashes. You guys saw I got some on my eyelid. I gotta let that dry. So let me do the other eye. So definitely we need to do that. Do that and you're going to see a difference. Like the minute you start to see, oh, okay, good, I took a shower today. Because like I said, the days are blurring to the point where I'm like, what is today? If I didn't have a cell phone, if I didn't have an Apple Watch, I wouldn't know what day it is. Honestly, I'm being 100% honest with you guys. I wouldn't know what day it is. I know I'm not the only one who's there who's like, wait, what today is? Because the days I feel like are flying by. Like it's going to be September already. Let me get this mirror. I mean, wasn't it just May? That's how I feel. Okay, let's do the other eye. Let me get the right position. I don't know if you guys even see me do this. But yeah, so we need to really start setting up our days to be more like what we want. And I know now with school starting, a lot of us moms are not going to have, you know, a lot of free time, especially if our kids are doing the distance learning, because we have to really, we're basically becoming their teachers. And we're going to be also their lunch mothers. So, you know, we're going to have to help them with their schoolwork and feed them and clean. And so it's like we're going to take on more jobs. But let's face it, as moms, is our work ever really done? No, it's not. My mom used to say, oh, geez, I just got some mascara on there. I'll fix it. My mother used to say that she thought that when we got older, things were going to get easier, because she was like, oh yeah, you know, ustedes van a estar grande, you no voy a tener que preocuparme por ustedes, pero, I'm sorry, I just went into Spanish. I do apologize. I do that sometimes. So my mom used to say, you know, I thought once you guys were older that I wasn't gonna have to worry about you guys because you were gonna be independent and I wouldn't have to do anything for you. But she said that it was the opposite. She felt that as we got older, she had to do more for us. You know, when we were little, she did for us. But like she felt that when we got older, it was even more work than it was when we were younger. And I believe the reason that happens is because, you know, when kids get older, my grandmother used to say, cada cabeza es un mundo. So, you know, everyone has their own little world in their head. And, you know, when kids get older, they really start to think for themselves and they have their opinions and their thoughts. And, you know, as a parent, a lot of parents, I laugh, we just want them to do what we're telling them to do and not question it, you know, but unfortunately, that's not always the case. So anyways, my point of saying all that is we're going to take on even more responsibilities. Oh my God, you guys didn't see what I was doing. I'll leave it in though because I'm talking. More responsibilities. So with that being said, what we need to do during that time, we need to make time for ourselves. So you know what, guys, I didn't do with this eye? I forgot to do the taupe of my game color and eye. So let's do that real quick. Blend it out. So what was I saying? Do you guys hear that? I have no idea who that is or what that is. But we're going to move forward. So, what I'm saying is we're going to take on even more responsibilities with our children. So if your child has a Zoom call, let's say it's at 12 o'clock. And you know the Zoom is at least 2 hours, let's say an example. So those 2 hours, break them off for you. Say, okay, on my schedule, my child, his name's Gabriel. Gabriel has Zoom between 12 and 2. So during that time, I need to decide, okay, we know that he's gonna want to eat lunch. Okay, so I'm gonna go on my face. So we're gonna do the Urban Decay All Nighter Ultra Glow. I really like this. So what I'll do is I'll go see, ask him first, oh, what do you want to have for lunch? Okay, so if he says chicken burger, say, okay, that takes only about 90 to 30 minutes, bum. Key that out so that I know that when it's 1:30, that's when I'll start making it. So when he's done, it'll be done. But between 12 and 1:30, then I'm like, okay, what did I want to get done today? And then that's what you do. Now, if you're just tired and you don't want to do anything because up until before 12, you did so much, then you take that time and say, I want to watch a movie. And guess what? It's okay to do that. Because I think what happens is that we as individuals, doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman, we are way too hard on ourselves. We're like, oh, but this, you know, we should do this, we should do that, and we have all the time in the world, blah, blah, blah. No, you can't get anything done if you're burning yourself out at both ends of the candle. I used to tell my twin sister this all the time because she does not know how to sit still. You know, she's a very active person and she likes to get things done, which is an awesome quality to have. But when you are tired and you're feeling it, you're feeling fatigue, you need to make time for yourself because, you know, we are not robots. We are not made to be like, keep going and going and not think we're not going to run out. Because even something that's not supposed to run out is going to run out. We're going to crash and burn eventually. You know what I mean? So you have to make time for yourself. So make the list so you can get better at getting yourself out of a funk. You're going to see that's going to help you because I've been doing that and it's been helping me. It helps me to be more accountable for what I'm doing. And, you know, once you have your schedules for your children or your child or what they're doing, whether it's the hybrid method they're doing, because I know some schools are doing that, or if it's the complete distance learning at home, once you have their schedule, then you need to set it up so that you have some kind of chunk of time for yourself in between, because if not, you're going to burn yourself out. And that's how come you're going to feel even more overwhelmed, because it's all about, we have to readjust ourselves to things. And I know it doesn't, I don't want you to think right now what I'm saying to you is that I don't feel that you are entitled to how you're feeling. That is the total opposite. If you wake up today and you want to say, F this, that, whatever, you go right ahead. Get it out of your system, okay? That's what I always tell people. I'm going to mix these two foundations together. I'm talking. So we have the L'Oreal Paris Age Perfect Radiant Serum Foundation with sunscreen, and this is Stand 70. And then we have 260 from Fenty Beauty. This is the Pro Matte. I have that, and I think I still have a little something because I'm seeing something out of the corner of my eye. Yes. Okay, I was like, what is that on my face? I had like this little white spot. I don't know what that is. I think it's lint. Yeah, I don't know where that came from. Maybe it came from my headband. So anyway, so we're going to mix those two foundations and put them on my face. So I'm not trying to undermine anyone's feelings, how you're feeling, whatever. Because like I said, we are all entitled. Let me get the brush that I'm going to use. I think I'm going to just put it on the brush and just apply instead of putting it on my hand. So I'm going to use this Ulta Beauty Precision Foundation brush. I really like this brush a lot. So putting on foundation. And then I think I might use another one to buff it out. I'm not sure yet. So I'm going to first start with the darker color, the L'Oreal one, and I'm going to dot that on my face. So that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm not saying that you shouldn't feel a certain way. What I'm saying is I'm trying to give you tips to help you deal with what you're feeling and what you're going through. Only you know how you're feeling. You know, it's that whole thing, like, say for instance, you want to make some changes in your life, right? And you talk to someone about it and they don't really understand what you're talking about, and they think you're crazy and they have all these opinions and say all these things to you, and you just need to say, okay. And I always tell this to people, no one needs to understand the blueprint of your life but you. Only you know what's going to make you happy. Only you know what is going to work for you. So I'm going to take a little bit of this and put it on the brush, if anything will come out, because I honestly think this is finishing. Okay. Yeah, that should be enough. I don't want to put too much because I don't want it to look too light. And I think I might have put too much, honestly. So whenever you're going to use a lighter foundation, you're going to mix it with a darker one. Put it on the center of your face. It'll just brighten things up. And I think I might have put too much. There's too much on the brush. So I'm going to have to use another brush to buff it out. So let's go on with the Sigma Kabuki, the F80 Air, the flat Kabuki brush. I did a review on this brush as well, and I really like it. So I'm just going to swirl it since we have two colors. So in no means am I trying to say that your feelings are not valid. I'm just trying to offer a little bit of friendly advice. Friendly advice, if you didn't understand what I just said there. Okay, I move my ear a little bit. That headband is really pressing there. So we just have to readapt ourselves to the current situation we're in and make it work for us, you know? That's all I'm trying to say to you. Make it work so that you are not, you know, losing your mind, and you don't feel like, oh my God, I'm going crazy, because, you know, you're gonna feel that way. Let me put that brush there so I don't restarting anything. Just find a way to do it, you know what I mean? Because between wanting to, you know, having the freedom to say, okay, I'm gonna do this and do that, and then you can't, it's hard. And I know what that's like. I know what it's like to not be able to do things that you want the way you want to do it. I mean, it's all about adapting, and it's not easy when you're first going through that. Because let me tell you, the first time when I got sick, I was in high school. I was a senior in high school, and you know, I was very athletic and very active, and I did a lot of things. And then to suddenly go from being someone who danced and swam and played basketball, all that, to then have to be bedbound and where I needed help even to go to the bathroom. That was a hard transition for me, you know? But we have to just tell ourselves, this is only temporary, you know? Let me just check in the mirror to make sure that I blended out. I know under my eye I didn't, but I could take care of that in a second. Because I still gotta put concealer on. So I just want you guys, you know, to do that. Allow yourself to know that, okay, today wasn't a good day, but that's okay. You know, sometimes in a week, let me put this brush here real quick. Whenever I use foundation brushes, I stand them up. I don't lay them on my desk so that I don't get product everywhere, so I'm trying to say. Okay, so now let's do concealer. We always start first with the MAC one. This is the Studio Finish, I believe it's called. Oh, Studio Finish, right? Yep, Studio Finish. And this is NW30. Excuse me. And we're just going to apply it on the inner corner of the eye. And this is the Buffing Concealer Brush from Ulta Beauty. Wonderful brush for this creamy products. So yeah, allow yourself that. Like I said before, we are our harshest critics. We have to learn to be a little more forgiving, give ourselves a little more grace. If you, let's say you've been eating brownies every day today, this week, that's okay. Just don't do it next week. And if you do it next week, that's okay too. Do whatever you have to do to cope. As long as you're not hurting anybody, you know, just allow yourself. Because a lot of times when we try to stop ourselves, we're like, oh no, I can't because I'm going to gain weight, or whatever your reasoning is. Haven't you noticed? It's like, don't you notice that when they say to you, sorry, that was really loud. Don't look down. What is the first thing that you do? You look down. The minute there's someone, you or someone else tells you you can't do something, what is the first thing you want to do? The thing they're telling you not to do, right? So in order to avoid that, we need to say, you know what? It's okay. Maybe this is not what I wanted, but I did it. And you know what? Why? Ask yourself, why did you do it? Let me just grab my other concealer. I thought I had it right here. Hold on. Okay, so we're going to go with the Dulce de Leche from JOUER. If you haven't tried, I'm sorry, my voice went up an octave. If you haven't tried this concealer, you need to get it. It is life-changing. Life-changing. And it's not that expensive either. I really like it a lot. So, you know, you have to not be so hard on yourself. And I notice, for me anyways, if you ask yourself why, so I was looking down too much, why you do what you do, and try not to take off the makeup that I just put on. Let me get my arm up real quick. And here's a tip: when you put on concealer, you can use it to clean up any mistakes that you made on the outside here. Just ask yourself, okay, why? Why am I eating this? What am I trying to accomplish? And that's another thing that's really good for you to do, is to journal. If you've never journaled in your life, I highly recommend it. You don't have to do it every day. Like typically, if something is on your mind, you know what I mean? Write it down. Sometimes all you have to do is write it down, and it's like you feel this release, you know? And you're like, wow, why was I so mad? Why did that bother me so much? And you'll notice that I really didn't have to be so upset about it. It's like, you're like, oh, what was I so mad about? All right, I'm going to go with the Real Techniques, and I'm going to go with the shade Lyric from KVD Beauty. I didn't say the other name. And top off that, and we're going to do this. Usually I like to do one eye, but I was talking and I just went on autopilot. So start to journal. Like I said, we all have smartphones. We have no excuse. Like if I ever have anything that's bothering me, I just go into my notes. And the great thing is that if you have a Bluetooth keyboard, just put down the phone, pop it on something, and use a Bluetooth keyboard. And you can even do dictation. Say what you're saying, and boom, get it out of your system. You know what I mean? And then when you go back and you read it, you might be like, oh wow, what was it? You might find that it was unnecessary, or you'll be like, oh wow, I'm just moving that brush there so I don't get anything dirty. You'll say, oh wow, like you can have an epiphany moment and realize something you didn't realize when you're writing it. And here's the JOUER powder, the medium. Sorry, somebody was yelling or something. Oh, it's a dog. Dogs we can excuse. They just bark, and I love dogs. So I love this powder. This is another really good powder for all skin types, in my opinion. So, you know, we have to find a way to allow ourselves to not be so hard on ourselves. And typically when we're hard on ourselves like that is because this is what we grew up with. If you grew up in a household where, you know, I'm just doing my upper lip, I feel like I'm sweating. Where they're really strict, then you're going to be really strict with yourself. So it's all learned behavior. We're going to go and do our eyebrows. We're going to use the Brow Wiz today from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the shade a dark brown. Like you guys know, I don't do anything fancy. I just fill in what needs to be filled in, and then I call it a day. And, you know, I keep it stepping. So, I don't even know why I got this mirror, because I'm going to be looking in here. So just do that. You know, find out, ask yourself questions why. Like one time I was talking to someone, and after they talked to me, they said to me, oh, the reason why I do this is because of this. I'm not going to say what it is because, you know, I'm a person that if you talk to me about something, it goes in the vault. My friend used to say that to me. Oh, yeah, I know that if I tell you something, I need a spoolie on the other end, it goes in the vault. I don't share things. That's actually something that with my ex, whenever I used to finish talking to someone, you know, he liked to gossip. He would always want to know what I talked about with the person. And I would tell him, I was like, oh, that's between me and that person. I can't tell you that. And he would say, oh, but I'm your husband. And I'm like, yeah, you're my husband. But, you know, they told me that in confidence. I can't repeat what they told me because it's between me and them. And, you know, they're trusting me with this. I never understood that he would get upset about it. Because he always wanted to know everything. And like I told him, sometimes you just can't know stuff. So, yeah, I just, you know, oh, the point of me saying that is that that person told me like why they figured out why they do what they do in their life. And then I said to them, well, now that you know, then you shouldn't do that anymore. Because I'm a strong believer in that once you are self-aware of why you do something, you should no longer do that if it's an issue, if it's a problem. And if you continue to do it, then you just want to have the problem. That's just how I see it, but that's just because of the way that I think. I'm not saying that's wrong, whatever. Please don't think that the things that I'm saying right now, I'm judging anybody. I am the least judgmental person there is. I do not pass judgment on other people because, like I said, I don't know the whole story. When people talk to me and tell me stuff, I'm just knowing fragments of their life. I'm just going in and buffing. I feel like I have too much there. I just know fragments. And I just listen. And if they want me to give them advice, then I will gladly give them advice. And I just let them do what they're going to do. Because the other thing is that if you give people advice, let me do the other eyebrow. You have to be okay that if they don't take your advice. Because if you're someone that you're a problem solver and you see that the person comes to you and you give them a simple solution and they don't follow it. Oh, excuse me. Oh, that was a hard hiccup. Excuse me. You have to be okay with that. You know, you can't be like, oh, but I don't understand why so-and-so. I gave them a simple solution and why don't they do it? Because sometimes things are not that simple. It's easier for you because you're not emotionally attached. Because that's really what makes it hard for you to make hard decisions. We allow our emotions to get the better of us, you know? And that's okay. As long as you learn. Because I've made some choices where I'm like, I wouldn't do them now. But because I learned from the previous thing. And I knew why I made the choices that I made then because of whatever it was. You know? We have to be more forgiving of ourselves. I feel like I'm missing some hair right there. Like I gotta fill that in, but I don't want to go crazy. And then I look like Groucho Marx. So we have to just be more forgiving of ourselves. That's all I'm saying. We have to allow ourselves grace. We have to allow ourselves time for ourselves. We have to invest in ourselves the way we invest in other people. And I know that's hard for some of us, especially if you're someone who you're a caretaker, you put everybody first. It is, my eyes are watering so much. I'm so sorry. It's because of the eyeliner. This happens with any eyeliner I wear. I don't believe it's the Patrick Star one. I believe it's just how my eyes are. They do this all the time. So we have to be more forgiving of ourselves, and we have to allow ourselves grace, and we have to make time for ourselves. And that does not make you a bad person, because that's the other thing that we do as individuals. If we make time for ourselves, they're like, oh, you feel guilty because you're like, oh my God, I'm being so selfish right now. You're supposed to be selfish. Let me grab what I'm going to use. Okay, so I grabbed the palette that I purchased a while ago. And this is another YouTuber that I've been following for quite some time. Her name is Wei Li. Her full name is Wei Li Hung. I think that's just her name. And this is from Physicians Formula. It's the Butter Collection. It's 2 bronzers, 2 blushes, and 2 highlights. I've already used this and I like it. I think it's really nice. So you're going to see. So we're going to go in. Use my pointer. We're going to go in with this bronzer today. this one right here, and we're gonna use this blush and this highlight, right? I pointed right blush. Okay, so the bronzer we're gonna use is called Sunset Bronzer right here. This one. And this palette is still available. I wanted to make sure it's still available before I use it. And we're gonna go in with the Sigma Large Angle Contour F40 brush. I love this brush. I need to get another one of these. Yes, I love it that much that I would have two. I don't know if you guys are like this. I don't know if it's a twin thing, but I have to buy things in two. Perfect example I'm gonna tell you. And then I'll go back to what I was saying. I went to Starbucks and I bought myself a mug. I haven't purchased a Starbucks mug in a while. I buy mugs, but I have bought one in the Starbucks one in a while. And I went back and I bought another one. And my son goes, didn't you buy one of those already? And then I said to him, Gabriel, your mom has to buy things in two. But I thought it was hilarious. But, you know, I don't know if it's a twin thing, but I'm like that. I typically buy things in two. The only time I do not buy things in two is if I don't like it or they didn't have a second one. That's a nice bronzer. I see why people like these Physician Formula bronzers. And we're going to do this eye. I said this eye. I'm going to say the side of the face. So we have to do that. We have to allow ourselves that time. And it's not, it doesn't make you a bad person if you're being selfish. That was the last thing I was saying. If you don't advocate for yourself, if you don't take care of yourself, who do you think is going to take care of you? You have to advocate for yourself. You have to love you more than you love anyone else. And, you know, that sounds foreign because you're like, wait, what? Doesn't that make me vain? No, it does not make you vain. What makes you vain is when you think you're better than other people. Then you have a problem. No extra product. I'm just going back over here. And then we'll do the perimeter. A lot of fallout though. Just forewarn you. So you have to love yourself. Love yourself. And during this time, don't be so hard on yourself. You want to know why? These are really hard times we're going through right now. And it's okay if you're not your usual self. And if people don't understand that, then, well, you know what? That's their problem, not yours. That is their problem and not yours. You know, you have to make time for yourself. And if people are not going to understand, that's fine. Go back to what I said about the blueprint in your life. Only you know what you need. Only you understand what you need. And if you find a friend, whether it's a family member or whoever, that is willing to listen to you and be there for you and not complain and just let you talk or whatever, cherish them. Let's do this double chin action we got going on here. Because people like that are few and far between. It is hard to find someone who actually listens to you and then not turn around and make it all about themselves. Like they'll listen to you for 5 minutes, if that, and then you're spending all the time consoling them and helping them. Those are not really your friends. Those are people who are just using you. I'm going back a little more. Because in his picture, he looks very like bronzed and snatched. So yeah, do that. Value people who are like that. And we as women, another thing we need to do, we need to empower each other. Why do women so quick to talk badly about other women? Why do we do that? Why? Okay, so we're going to use this fluffy brush. This is a brush I got from Amazon. It looks like a NARS brush. And we're going to go into this blush that's called Wildflower. Because it's like that mauve tone, mauve, however you say it. I'm from New York, so mauve. And yeah, I'm going to dive right into that. Very pigmented, and we're just going to apples. We have to empower one another. I never understood the whole thing. Bring it back. Explain to me why, if you know someone who's doing well, wow, look at the difference. Hello. If you know that someone is doing well, right? Why are you quick to talk bad about them and gossip about them? Why can't you just be happy for another person? I never understood that. I am a person, I could not know you. Like, okay, let's say, for instance, people on Instagram. I'm just doing my cheeks. I know, I follow a lot of people on Instagram. And lately, a lot of you have been getting married and having kids. And I am genuinely happy for these people. I don't know them at all. They don't know me. And my heart fills with joy for them, especially if it's something they want. So I don't understand how is it that, you know, especially women, we sit there and we dog each other out and we talk so badly about one another. Like, I don't understand that. I've never been a part of that. Like, oh, so-and-so, talk bad about them. Because I see it this way. If that person is talking bad about, if Jennifer is talking badly about April, guess what? Jennifer and April are talking bad about you behind your back. That's just how I see it. Tell me if I'm wrong. So we're going to go on with Whimsical, which is this one right here. Because I think that the highlighter he was wearing was like a pinky gold color. So these are very pigmented. So be careful, you guys, when you're putting it on. And I'm going to go in with a fresh Real Techniques brush and glide it on. This is such a pretty color. I didn't think this would look good on me. Honestly, when I first got this palette, I was like, ooh, is this going to be too light on me? But Whaley, you did the thing. I like these 3 shades so far. And then I'm going to go right on the nose. So spread kindness around. I know that has a lot to do with the way you're brought up, but I am a strong believer, right? That just because you grew up in a house, let's say an example where you saw something, but you didn't think it was okay, it doesn't mean that you have to do it. Why do you think, well, I grew up, no, you could change that. I grew up in a house where a lot of people drank. Not my mother, but you know, I saw a lot of people when they would have parties that they would drink and smoke. I don't do either. So it's a personal choice. You don't have to do things I'm just getting more highlighter. You don't have to do things just because you see them. You don't have to be a follower. You could be your own person, you know? And that's another thing. You should speak up if you don't like something. Don't keep that with you. Like, say if you're in a relationship, right? I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. I do apologize. I hope you guys are following along what I'm saying. But if you're in a relationship, doesn't matter if it's a platonic or romantic relationship, if someone says something that you no te agrada, that you don't like, okay? Then what you need to say to that person is, how do I say this? You need to go to them and say, I didn't like what you said. And if you're really mad and you don't want to use choice words, you say, I can't talk about it right now, but I need a moment. And when I'm ready, I will talk about it. And I know everybody's like, oh, that's just not possible. Yes, it is possible. Anything is possible. You set the tone on how you're going to let people treat you, okay? That's just a fact. And I've got to remember to spray my face because I almost forgot one other time. So we're going to try again this all-nighter Urban Decay Ultra Glow one. But I think I'm going to, because we still have the lips to do, I'm going to do my hair, grab some earrings, and I will be right back. Okay, you guys, so this is what I do in my hair. My hair is in that really weird in-between stage where it's like, I look like I have a mullet, in my opinion. It's getting really long in the back. And then I threw these earrings on. I got these a while ago. I think they're from Jewelment. I asked my son which ones should I wear, and he picked these. So we're gonna do the lip, and I'm gonna use this NYX Professional Makeup Suede Matte Lip Liner in the shade Los Angeles, and this is SMLL 30, and it's a nice neutral shade. And then we're gonna top it off with a gloss because his lips are like that neutral pinkish beige tone, in my opinion. So it's like either pinky or beige, however you wanna pinky or peach is what I meant to say, but it's in the beige tone, neutral. So we're gonna outline our lips, and I'm just gonna use this to see. So, you know what? I don't know why I try to look in the mirror when you guys need to see what I'm doing. Anyone else lips, they tickle when you outline them with a pencil? I don't know why my lips do that. So this is like a neutral, like pink brown color. Probably could have gone with something a little lighter. I think they have one that's called Soft Spoken that might have been nice. I was gonna use my I Love Sarai, the 951, which is still available. I double checked, but then I was like, you know what, let me just use a different lip liner to give them some options, because when we find that combo, that's what I want to stick with. So look, this color here looks very brown, right, in the camera. But looking down here in the mirror, it's looking more like a mauve tone. So maybe I should have used the ColourPop one. But anyways, let's see what comes from it. And I'm going to use a Pat McGrath little mini lip gloss, Lust Gloss in Dare to Bear. This is a peach tone from what it says online. Sorry about that. I got it in this little mini pack. It's $25 in Sephora, so I thought it would be nice to try it out today. So see what it smells like. Oh, it smells like cake. I love when they smell like cake. It smells like cupcakes. Not cake, cupcakes. That went on. Whoa, that went on like, did you see that? Wow, that just glided like icing. Oh my god, that feels so nice on the lips. No stickiness. I love that. Oh, I like that combination. So I think we got it pretty close. Let me set the face and then we're gonna get a little closer so you guys can see everything. So we're gonna go on with the Urban Decay. Like I said, this is the Ultra Gloss one. Right? Ultra Glow, excuse me, I say gloss. I'm thinking about the lips too much. So let's spray the face. Gotta get the arms, gotta hold them. Spray. And this feels so nice because it is so hot in my room right now. Oh god, yeah, that feels good. These lights make it hot. So I'm gonna fan myself using using this palette. I need to get a fan, like a little handheld fan. That gave me that little extra glow too. Can you see that? Wow. I am like, whoa. Really impressed. All right, let's do a little more. I think I'm dry. Let's see. Let me do a little more with the little film that comes with it. Ooh, almost in my face. All right, so get a little closer for you guys. So this is the look right here. What do you guys think? I honestly, this look is giving me 70s, 80s vibes. What do you guys think? The smoky eyes with the really intense blush. But I'm feeling it. I'm liking it. Am I a little disappointed that the shadow wasn't exact colors of picture? A little bit, but what came out turned out really nice. I really like it. So let's go down by products. Okay, let's start from lips down. So love the NYX pencils. I've had many shades of this. Highly recommend them. First time using a Pat McGrath lip gloss. They're super expensive. I know that. That's why I decided to go with the mini. So I recommend this mini set because this smells like cake, one. Anything smells like cake is awesome. And did you see the opacity and how it just glide on? It just glided, and I had a lip pencil on. You all know that when you put a lip gloss on over a lip pencil, it always tugs. So A+ on these. You guys, excuse me, I keep getting these like hiccup burps. They're not burps, but they're like hiccup burps, and it's inside. It hurts. I'm sorry. That's from the medication I take. I do apologize. So what else did we try that was new? Okay, this foundation is the first time I've used it on camera, but it's not the first time I've actually used it. I actually picked this up because of Christine from Twilight Chick 143. If you guys are not following her, you should. This foundation is actually very nice, and it gives you you don't need a lot of product to really get full coverage, in my opinion. And I think it's a nice light foundation to wear on a daily. The only thing that I did find with me is that it's not long wearing. It will transfer unless you really lock it in with powder. But I think it's a great drugstore item to pick up. So if you're looking for something drugstore, I recommend this. I already, you guys already know how I feel about the Fenty Beauty, this matte version. Even though it's matte, I think it's a great foundation. But honestly, I would pick up the hydrated one because I have dry skin, but I do like it. I don't think this one dries out your face, even though I have dry skin is what I'm trying to say. You already know how I feel about this face primer. I think this is amazing. This leaves your skin feeling so soft after you wash your face. It's magical. That's what I'm calling it. No creasing on my forehead. Look, I do this a lot, and I don't have the creasing that I would get with other primers. Yes, there's creasing now because I said that, but I usually have more creasing when I put primer on my face. So I love this, and I really do like this spray as well. I think it's great, especially if you have dry skin. I don't think you will be disappointed. You guys already know Holy Grail, this KVD Beauty medium powder. I see that a lot of people are pushing now the KVD Beauty because if you didn't know, it's available now on ULTA. I've always been a fan. So this is one of my ride or dies. This one I will never stop using until they don't make it anymore. And then this powder, I love it from JOUER, the medium shade. It's amazing. If you have dry skin, pick it up. If you want something to brighten up your under eyes, pick up the shade Lyric. I don't think you will be disappointed. This Fenty Beauty, I said I was going to go lips up, but I'm going all over the place. I do apologize. This Fenty Beauty eyeshadow primer is amazing. It reminds me, it's like a hybrid between the NARS one and the Urban Decay one, because the Urban Decay one, in my opinion, I felt like it was too transparent and it was a little bit slippery when you put eyeshadows on it. It's like you had to really set it hard to get a good result with it, and I felt that the NARS one was too dry. So this is a nice in between. So if you haven't tried it, give it a try. I don't think it's very expensive either. What else did I try? You guys already know my concealers, Holy Grails, the MAC one and this JOUER one. Absolutely love them. Sorry about the noises. The Anastasia Berry Hill Brow Wiz. This is also a Holy Grail. I've been using this Brow Wiz, not this particular one, but this brand for quite some time. I got turned on to it by, she doesn't do videos anymore, but her channel, I think it was called Love Blended Beauty. Her name is Rachel Domingo. She is on Instagram. If I could find her, first I'll put it down below. She's having a baby. I'm so happy for her, and she's also engaged. She's such a sweetheart, and she is so talented, has a big heart. She's amazing. So she turned me on to this, and I actually have turned a few people onto this as well. People who don't normally do makeup, I tell them to try this, and they absolutely love it. What else? The palette, this Physicians Formula Butter Collection by Whaley. Pick it up if you can find it. I think this is a great palette, especially for someone who's starting out and just wants to have kind of like a travel palette or something to just pull out. And I have a bunch of little compacts. This will be great because you're going to find something here that's going to go with you. They're really pigmented. Yes, there's a lot of kick up, but that's something you could just wipe off and clean. But I think it's great. And the size of this is not bad. And the good thing about it is that it's cardboard and it's lightweight, but it doesn't feel cheap. Like, this didn't cost me $60. So if this was $60, I'd be like, it's too much. I believe this was under $25. I don't know the exact price, but like I said, I will have the prices down in the description box. Check down below. This mascara from Urban Decay, I'm using it because I have it. Would I buy the full size? No, because like I said, it's a high maintenance mascara. You have to go in and really clean up afterwards. I don't want that. I just want a brush that applies the product and I'm good to go, and I don't have to go back in and clean it up. So I'll use it up, but I will not purchase the full size on it. But I don't think it's a bad mascara. It's just too high maintenance for me. And like I said previously, the start of this tutorial, the one size palette, I have only used it for those 3 shades that I use, but I think that you should go get this just for the packaging alone. This is lightweight. Like, I can have a hard time with my arms, and this thing is easy for me to pick up. The mirror is substantially big, like I showed you guys. The eyeshadows, you get 15 shades for $42, and this is a perfect beginner palette. So in my opinion, if you're just starting out with makeup and you want something that's neutral with a little bit of pops of color, definitely go pick this up. Like I said, the asymmetricalness is easier to open it, especially if you're someone who has arthritis or hard time opening things. I think this will be great for you. And if you can get this palette, you're all set. You have your eyes and you have your face right here, and all you will need to get is the lip that you want, and mascara, foundation, concealer, and powder. But you already have the majority of things you need right here. So I love these 2 palettes. I think they are amazing. Did I forget anything? The eyeliner, I think the eyeliner is great. Look how it's been holding up in my waterline. It's come off a little bit, as you can see, but that's to be expected. The same thing happens to me when I use the Urban Decay Perversion liner. Speaking of which, I just remembered it's still on my hand. So this is the Urban Decay one, and this is the Patrick Star one. So I'm using one finger to see, and it's been on there a while. Sorry, shaking. It's bulletproof. Just a little bit, and I think that was from, I'm gonna use another finger actually. This is my middle finger. And look, that's Patrick Star. So that's the Urban Decay one. Bulletproof, you guys. So I think that's everything, right? I believe that's everything. If I forgot anything, then I'll have it down below. But I really liked everything that I used. The only thing, like I said, I would not repurchase is the Lash Freak from Urban Decay. Nothing against Urban Decay, because I love Urban Decay. They have made quite a few items that I've really loved. So with that being said, I hope you guys are having a great day, and thank you so much if you made it to the end. You guys have no idea how much I appreciate that. I know my videos are long. I gave feedback to try to make shorter videos. I will do my best. So I will talk to you guys later, and have a wonderful day. Bye.